My brothers, let's talk about something that most men never learn until it's too late. Relationships, respect, attraction. These are things that no one teaches us directly, yet they determine so much of our happiness and success with women. Too many men lose themselves, lose their strength, and in the process lose the woman they love. And then they ask, what went wrong? Today, I want to give you 6 truths, 6 things men should never do to women, because these are the silent killers of respect, attraction, and love. If you master this, I promise you, you will never look at relationships the same way again. You will be in control, not out of control. You will be respected, not walked over. And most importantly, you will become the kind of man who does not chase women, because women naturally want to stay by his side. The first mistake is begging. And I want you to think for a second about what begging really communicates. When a man is on his knees, pleading for her attention, sending 20 messages, calling 10 times, writing long emotional paragraphs, he thinks he's showing love, but in reality, he's showing desperation. And desperation destroys attraction instantly. A woman does not respect a man who needs her like oxygen. Respect is only given to the man who can stand tall even if she walks away. You see, begging doesn't bring her closer, it pushes her further away because in her mind she sees weakness. Women are drawn to strength, and when you beg, you are showing the opposite. That's why you must understand your value is not proven by how much you chase or cry, it's proven by your ability to stand strong without her. A king does not beg to be loved, he is loved because of who he is. Now, the second mistake is losing control of your emotions. Every man has been there: jealousy, anger, overreacting to small things. Maybe she takes too long to reply. Maybe she looks at another guy. Maybe she pulls back her attention. And suddenly you feel fire inside. You explode. You accuse. You argue. You try to control. But what happens in that moment? She no longer sees a man in command of himself. She sees a man enslaved by his feelings. And women test men not with their words, but with their reactions. The man who can stay calm when things get heated, who can remain composed when she pushes buttons, that man earns her deepest respect. Emotional control is not about being cold, it's about being unshakable. And when you are unshakable, you become magnetic because every woman knows that life will bring storms, and she wants a man who can stay steady through them. The third mistake is allowing disrespect. This one is subtle because many men think love means tolerance. They think, if I ignore her disrespect, she'll love me more. But the truth is, every time you allow a boundary to be crossed, you teach her that your limits don't matter, and what you allow will always repeat. If she talks down to you and you stay silent, if she flirts in front of you and you brush it off, if she lies and you forgive instantly, you are sending a message that your respect can be thrown away. But here's the secret: a woman doesn't truly want a man who tolerates disrespect. Deep down, she wants a man who respects himself so much that he will walk away before he lets himself be humiliated. Boundaries are not walls, they are doors. They let in respect and keep out disrespect. And when you enforce them calmly but firmly, you teach her how to love you properly. The fourth mistake is when men stop improving themselves. In the beginning of a relationship, you chase your goals, you take care of your body, you're ambitious, you're focused. She falls in love with that energy, with that progress. But after some time, many men get comfortable. They stop working out, stop chasing their dreams, stop reading, stop growing. And when growth stops, attraction slowly dies. Because women are drawn to movement, not stagnation. They want a man who is going somewhere, not a man who sits in the same place for years. Remember this: progress is sexy, discipline is sexy, ambition is sexy. If you want her to keep looking at you with admiration, you must never stop improving. Your relationship should not be the end of your growth, it should be the fuel that makes you grow even more. The fifth mistake is making her your whole world. And this is one of the most common traps. A man falls in love, and suddenly everything else disappears: his friends, his hobbies, his passions, his goals. He puts her on a pedestal and orbits around her like she is the sun. At first, she may feel flattered, but soon that obsession suffocates her because no woman wants to carry the weight of being your everything. A healthy relationship is not about making her your world, it's about having a world of your own and inviting her into it. When you make her your whole life, you lose your masculine frame. And when that frame is gone, attraction dies. But when you keep your balance, when you show that you have a life, a mission, a vision that goes beyond her, she feels safe, inspired, and proud to stand by your side. And the last mistake, number 6, is chasing when she pulls away. This is the most counterintuitive lesson men must learn. Your instinct says she's leaving, so I must run after her. I must fight for her. I must prove my love. But the truth is, the more you chase, the faster she runs. Chasing communicates neediness, and neediness kills desire. But when you stay calm, when you give her space, when you pull back and focus on yourself, something powerful happens. She begins to wonder, why isn't he chasing me? Why is he so strong? Why is he so calm? And curiosity pulls her back. You see, silence is sometimes louder than words. Space creates longing, and distance makes the heart see your value. If you want her to return, don't run after her. Become the man she cannot walk away from. My brothers, these 6 mistakes are the traps that most men fall into, and they wonder why love slips away. But if you can avoid them, if you can remember never to beg, never to lose control, never to allow disrespect, never to stop improving, never to make her your entire world, and never to chase when she pulls away, you will transform not just your relationships, but yourself. Because the truth is, women don't leave strong men. Women don't walk away from men who respect themselves, who keep growing, who stay calm, who have purpose. That kind of man is rare, and rare things are always valued. So take these words seriously, let them sink in, and live them not just for her, but for yourself. Because when you master these lessons, you will never fear losing her again. Instead, you will know if she stays, it's because she truly respects you. And if she leaves, you will still be standing strong. That is power, that is freedom, and that is what makes a man unstoppable. Another mistake men often make is forgetting themselves and stopping their own growth. The moment they get comfortable in a relationship, they let go of their health, their goals, their vision, and slowly she begins to feel that the man she admired is fading away. Women are drawn to progress, to ambition, to energy. The moment you stop working on yourself, you stop being attractive. That's why you must keep chasing your dreams, keep improving, keep growing, because growth is what keeps her respect alive. The 5th mistake is making her the center of your entire world. Many men sacrifice everything. They abandon friends, passions, and goals just to orbit around her. But obsession suffocates a woman. Love is not about abandoning your life, it's about balancing it. A woman wants to be part of your journey, not the journey itself. When you make her your whole life, you lose your masculine frame. And when that frame is gone, attraction dies. And finally, never chase her when she pulls away. Chasing is the fastest way to push her further. When she needs space, give it. When she tests your strength, show calmness. The man who chases looks desperate, but the man who holds still looks powerful. And power is magnetic. Silence, distance, and focus on yourself will do more to bring her back than 1,000 messages ever could. So keep growing, keep your balance, and never chase, because those 3 mistakes, if avoided, will make you the kind of man she cannot resist. One of the biggest mistakes men make in relationships is begging for a woman's love or attention. When she begins to pull away, when she seems distant, when her energy changes, the natural reaction is to panic. The fear of losing her starts burning inside, and suddenly you feel like you must do whatever it takes to keep her. So you send long texts explaining your love, you call her over and over, you plead for another chance, you even promise to change everything about yourself if only she stays. But let me tell you something, the more you beg, the further she goes. Begging does not create love. Begging destroys respect. And without respect, there can never be attraction. Women are not drawn to men who kneel in desperation. They are drawn to men who stand strong in self-worth. When you beg, you are telling her, you are my entire value. Without you, I am nothing. And the moment she feels that, she loses the very attraction that kept her with you in the first place. Because deep down, no woman wants to carry the weight of being your entire world. She wants to look at you and feel inspired, feel safe, feel that she is choosing a man who already knows his worth. That's why the very first thing you must understand is this: never beg for her attention. When she pulls away, let her. When she ignores you, stay calm. When she creates distance, do not chase. Because the man who begs may win her sympathy for a moment, but he will lose her respect forever. And respect is the foundation of love. You cannot build a strong relationship on sympathy. Think about it. Have you ever truly desired someone who begged you for love? Or did you feel pity? That same truth applies here. She may respond to your begging with a little kindness, maybe a little comfort, but inside she knows this man does not value himself. And once she thinks that, her attraction begins to die. Instead, you must show her through silence. through composure, through your focus on yourself, that you are not desperate for her attention. That if she chooses to leave, you will still stand tall. That if she closes the door, you will not break. That strength is what keeps her respect alive. Now, the second mistake men make, one that is just as damaging, is losing control of their emotions. So many men think that love means expressing every feeling without restraint. They explode in anger, they collapse in sadness, they flood her with constant reassurance, jealousy, and fear. They think by showing all of this, they are proving how much they care. But in reality, what they are proving is that they cannot control themselves. And a man who cannot control himself cannot lead, cannot protect, cannot inspire confidence in a woman. Because deep down, women test men for strength, not weakness. When you lose control, when you shout, when you become jealous at the smallest thing, when you panic every time she doesn't reply to a message, she does not feel love, she feels smothered. She does not feel security, she feels burdened. And over time, that burden breaks the attraction. Understand this: women are emotional by nature, and men are meant to be the grounding force. When she storms with emotions, she is unconsciously looking to see whether you can remain calm, whether you can stand firm. But when you join her storm, when you let anger take over, when you let jealousy dictate your behavior, when you show her that you cannot remain calm in chaos, she loses faith in you. Because in her heart, she thinks, if he cannot control himself, how will he ever control life when things get hard? How will he protect me? How will he lead me? How will he stand strong in the world? And that doubt eats away at her desire to stay with you. This is why silence, calmness, and emotional discipline are more powerful than shouting, crying, or begging. It's not about being emotionless, it's about being in control. Show her that no matter what, you do not lose yourself. Show her that your emotions are strong but never wild. Show her that you can care deeply without collapsing. That is the man she will respect. That is the man she will follow. And this brings me to the third mistake, one that quietly destroys relationships more than anything else: allowing disrespect and letting boundaries be crossed. Every man will face moments when she tests his patience, when she pushes his limits, when she says or does things that sting. In those moments, many men remain silent, thinking silence is peace. They tell themselves, it's better not to argue, it's better to let it go, I don't want to lose her. But what they don't realize is this: every time you allow disrespect, every time you let a boundary break, every time you ignore the red flag, you are teaching her that you do not respect yourself. And if you do not respect yourself, she cannot respect you either. Boundaries are not about controlling her. They are about protecting your value. They are about making it clear, this is what I accept and this is what I will never allow. A man with boundaries communicates strength. He communicates that he values his time, his energy, his presence, and women are drawn to that. But a man with no boundaries communicates weakness. He communicates that he will accept anything just to keep her, and women are repelled by that. They may take advantage of it for a while, but deep down they lose respect. And once respect is gone, attraction follows. You must remember, love without respect is an illusion. A woman cannot love a man she does not respect. She may stay for comfort, she may stay for convenience, but her heart will no longer belong to you. That's why the moment she disrespects you, you must respond, not with anger, not with violence, but with firmness. You must calmly show her that you will not accept that behavior. And if she continues, you must be willing to walk away, because the man who fears losing her will always lose himself. But the man who fears losing himself more than losing her will always keep her respect. When you combine these truths, never begging for her attention, never losing control of your emotions, never allowing disrespect, you transform the way she sees you. You are no longer the desperate man chasing her approval. You are the grounded man standing in his worth. You are no longer the emotional storm. You are the calm center. You are no longer the man who accepts anything just to keep her. You are the man who values himself so deeply that she must rise to your standard. And when she feels that, when she sees that strength in you, she will not only respect you, she will desire you. Because deep down, every woman wants to feel she is with a man who cannot be broken, a man who knows his worth, a man who she can look at with admiration. So stop begging, control your emotions, and never allow disrespect. That is how you hold her respect. That is how you keep her attraction. That is how you become the man she will never want to leave. When a woman finally starts noticing the silence, the growth, the transformation that you have been quietly creating, she begins to feel that pull inside. She starts testing the waters again. Maybe it's a small text late at night. Maybe it's a reaction to your story. Maybe she suddenly likes your old post. Or maybe she even finds an excuse to bump into you. That's the moment most men have been dreaming of. But here's the truth, most men fail right at this stage because the moment she comes back, they lose all the strength they built. They throw away all the discipline and they go right back into old habits. They forget that the reason she walked away in the first place was because she felt either too much comfort, too little respect, or too much weakness. And when she comes back and you give her everything instantly without boundaries, she sees the same man she left and nothing changes. That's why this stage is the most important, setting standards and boundaries. When she comes back, you cannot act like nothing ever happened. You cannot simply hand over your heart on a silver platter, because if you do, you are teaching her that she can leave whenever she wants and you will always be there waiting no matter what. That is not love, that is submission, that is not attraction, that is desperation. Instead, you must show her through your behavior, through your energy, through your words, that you are a man with boundaries, that you value respect more than attention, that you value loyalty more than temporary affection, and that if she wants to be in your life again, she must come with respect, not games. Women do not respect men who give them unlimited chances without conditions. They respect men who know their worth and are willing to walk away if they are not treated right. Think about it. How can someone respect what they can get for free? How can someone value what has no standards? That's why the moment she tries to reconnect, you need to stand strong. You don't need to be rude, you don't need to be cold, but you must be firm. You must show her that yes, you are open to seeing where things go, but this time things will be different. This time you are not going to accept disrespect, immaturity, or emotional games. You must show her that if she wants to come back, she must rise up to your level, not drag you back into the old cycle. And when she feels that strength in you, when she feels that maturity, she begins to see you with new eyes. She begins to feel that the man standing in front of her now is not the same man she walked away from. Now, once she's back in your orbit, the next step is just as important, rebuilding attraction slowly. Too many men make the mistake of rushing things. They think that the moment she texts back, the moment she shows interest again, everything is solved. But attraction doesn't work that way. Attraction is not a switch you turn on instantly, it's a fire that you slowly feed, a flame that you let grow. If you dump all your emotions on her immediately, if you overwhelm her with constant messages, constant calls, constant I missed you speeches, you smother that flame. Instead, you must give her space to feel attraction again. You must let her rediscover you. Think of it like this, you are not resuming the old relationship, you are starting a new one with a stronger, better version of you. So keep it light, keep it fun, keep it unpredictable. Let her feel the excitement of getting to know the new you. Surprise her with your charm. Make her laugh. Create new memories. Don't rush to talk about the past. Don't rush to lock her down with heavy emotions. Show her, through your energy, that you are confident, calm, and not desperate for anything. The slower you rebuild, the stronger it becomes. She must feel that she is earning her way back into your life, not that you are handing it all to her for free. And this process, this slow, patient rebuilding, creates a deeper bond than before, because now it's not just comfort bringing her back, it's attraction, respect, and admiration. And here's the beauty of it all, by not chasing her, by growing into the best version of yourself, by staying silent and strong, and then by setting standards and rebuilding attraction with patience, you flip the entire script. Suddenly, you are no longer the man who was left behind. You are the man who chose himself, who became stronger, who showed maturity, who stood firm with boundaries. And women deep down cannot resist that. Because every woman wants a man she can respect, a man she can admire, a man she feels is rare. And when she sees you standing there, not bitter, not broken, but better, she feels regret. Deep regret. She realizes she walked away from a man who is irreplaceable. She realizes she lost someone valuable. And that regret pulls her back more powerfully than any begging, any chasing, or any promises ever could. Understand this clearly. She does not come back because you convince her. She does not come back because you beg her. She comes back because she feels she made a mistake. She comes back because she feels she cannot replace you. She comes back because she feels you are the kind of man she will never find again. And the way you create that feeling is through strength, discipline, self improvement, silence, standards, and patience. That's the formula. That's the secret. That's the path. So let her go when she leaves. Don't chase. Build yourself up, grow stronger, stay silent and calm, let her see your progress. Set your standards high when she returns. Rebuild slowly, keep her curious, keep her attracted, and watch what happens. She will not just come back, she will come back with respect, with admiration, with desire, and this time she will not just see you as the man she left, she will see you as the man she cannot afford to lose again. Because in the end, it's not about her choosing to leave, it's about you choosing to rise. And when you rise, when you become the man you are meant to be, she will come back 100%. Not because you begged, not because you pleaded, but because deep inside she knows you are the one she was searching for all along. But stepping back is not enough. Because if you create distance and then sit still doing nothing, you remain the same person she walked away from. That's why the second step is self improvement. This is the golden opportunity life gives you to build yourself, to rise, to grow in every area. Start with your health, go to the gym, eat clean, and get your energy back. Work on your career, your goals, your passions. Become busier, sharper, more focused, and above all, rebuild your confidence. Women are naturally attracted to men who turn pain into power. When she sees you becoming stronger after she left, instead of falling apart, she will feel something inside that she cannot ignore. Attraction is not created by words, it is created by transformation. And remember, this is not about pretending or faking improvement just to get her attention. No, this is about genuinely upgrading yourself so that even if she doesn't come back, you are already a better man. But here's the twist. When you do this genuinely, that's exactly when she comes back. Because she will compare the man she left with the man you are becoming, and she will feel she made a mistake. Now, while you're improving yourself and building distance, the third key is silence. This is where most men fail. The urge to text, to check her social media, to call late at night, it eats them alive. They think silence is weakness, but in reality, silence is your greatest strength. Silence shows maturity. Silence shows self-control. When you stay silent, you are saying without words, I am not dependent on you. I respect myself enough not to beg. And this is powerful, because the moment you go silent, she notices. She starts expecting a reaction from you, but when it doesn't come, it shakes her. Women are used to men losing control, but when you remain calm, when you don't run after her, she has no choice but to rethink. And that rethink is what you need. Silence is not punishment. Silence is discipline. It keeps you in control, and it makes her lose control. The less you say, the more she feels. And that imbalance works in your favor. So remember, don't break silence unless it's necessary. Don't go back and forth in long conversations. Let your calmness speak louder than your words. But silence and self-improvement don't just work in the dark. The fourth key is to let her see your value through social proof, through your life, through your actions. This doesn't mean showing off or playing games. It means living a genuinely fulfilled life and letting her see it. Post updates that show growth, not bitterness. Share moments of happiness, progress, and confidence. When she sees you with friends, enjoying life, achieving goals, smiling without her, it triggers something inside her. It creates fear of missing out. The fear that she lost someone valuable. This fear is far stronger than any words you could ever say. Because when she left, she expected you to collapse, to break, to be miserable. But when she sees the opposite, when she sees you rising, her mind begins to question her own decision. Then that doubt is exactly what makes her want to return. Always remember, women are attracted not to the man who needs them, but to the man who inspires them, who excites them, who makes them feel they are missing out. When you combine silence with self-growth and positive energy, you create an irresistible pull that no begging could ever achieve. So don't chase, don't beg, don't break yourself trying to convince her. Create space, grow into the best version of yourself, stay silent, and let her see the new you. That's the formula. That's the path. And if you follow it, she will come back. Not because you asked her to, but because she won't be able to stop herself.